In the evolutionary process, is it true that we as human beings, we are on top of the pile? Of all the creatures, we are supposed to be the peak. Maybe there's something more to be done, but right now we are on the top. But is it also true that whenever human beings utter the word human, they're always talking in terms of, oh, I'm only human. The word human is always related to the limitations of being human. Very few people ever have used this word, I'm human, referring to the immensity of being human. Always the limitations of being human. So, somewhere we miss the fundamental point. The point is this: is it true that every other creature on this planet, a worm, an insect, a bird, an animal, with a millionth of our brain, they're conducting their life process quite well? Hello?
Yes.
Are they? When I say life process, we are born, they are born, just like that. We grow up, they grow up. We make a living, they make a living. We may reproduce, they reproduce. We do all this with enormous fuss. They simply do it. Yes or no?
Yes.
Every simple thing, we're doing it with enormous fuss. They're simply doing it. Different various processes of life and death, they're doing it without fuss. We are doing everything with great fuss. Is this a sign of highest level of intelligence, I'm asking? We are supposed to be the most intelligent, and there is no question that we have the most evolved neurological process on the planet, yes? We have the most evolved neurological system that we must be able to sense and feel and experience and perceive, understand and express things in the highest possible way. But no other creature on the planet is struggling like the human creature right now. This is simply because you have been given a supercomputer. Do you agree with me that this is the most sophisticated gadget on the planet?
Yes.
Not the iPhone, the eye. But now the question is, have you read the user's manual? That's all. People have not read the user's manual for the most complex machine on the planet and somehow blundering through, somehow trying to use it. Everything is a problem. Tell me one thing that human beings are not suffering. If they're poor, they suffer their poverty. You make them rich, they suffer the taxes. If they're not educated, they suffer that. Put them to school, lot of suffering. Not married, they suffer that. Get them married. I didn't say anything. I didn't say a thing, okay? No children, some people suffer that. Children, daily suffering. So you seem to be suffering every aspect of life. So if you offer death, will you go joyfully? No, you will suffer that. So tell me one thing that we are not suffering. Now people weave philosophies, life is suffering. No, life is not suffering, nor is it a joy. It's simply there, it's a phenomena. If you ride it, it feels fantastic. If you're crushed by it, it feels terrible. So are you riding the wave of life or are you being crushed by it? That's all the question is. So for this to happen, what is it that human beings are suffering? So I'm asking you, how much suffering for any individual is actually coming from outside? Minuscule, isn't it? The rest is all on self-help. If they sit, they will suffer, if they stand, they'll suffer, if something happens, they suffer, if nothing happens, they suffer. So what they're suffering is their own psychological process. One's own thought and emotion has become such a huge suffering. How you think and feel. How you think and feel, should it not be determined by you? Hello?
Yes.
What happens within you? Should it happen, not happen the way you want it? Can you see me, Sky? Where am I? Tell me, use one hand and point out where I am. Ah, you got it wrong. You know I'm a mystic, huh? Now, this light is falling upon me, reflecting, going through your lenses, inverted image in the retina, you know the whole story, right? Where do you see me right now? Within yourself. Where do you hear me right now? Within yourself. Where have you seen the whole world? Within yourself. Everything that ever happened to you, pain and pleasure happened within you, joy and misery happened within you, agony and ecstasy happened within you, even light and darkness is actually happening within you. What happens in the world may not happen the way you want it, but at least what happens within you must happen your way, isn't it? So if what happens within you is not happening your way, fundamentally, we have not figured what is the nature of our life. Without understanding even the fundamental of our existence, we are trying to live. Is it true, I'm asking you once again, is it true both pain and pleasure originates from within you? There may be a stimulus from outside, but all human experience comes from within you, isn't it? What's coming from within you must happen your way, otherwise you're just an out-of-control situation. So, my entire work and the fundamental nature of what's offered is called inner engineering. That is, we have engineered the world in so many ways. This has brought us enormous levels of comfort and convenience. Do you agree with me that we are the most comfortable generation enjoying most incredible conveniences that no generation could ever dream of? Yes or no? What even royalty did not have 100 years ago, today ordinary citizens are enjoying it, isn't it? What is the chariot that you drive, how many horses, huh? Yeah. I'm saying even emperors could not do 400 horses, all right? So, all this is going waste on humanity simply because their experience of life is not enhanced. Because your well-being will never come from outside. From outside, you can create comfort, you can create convenience, but you cannot create well-being. Well-being can only happen from within you because human experience is created from within. Doesn't matter what is the nature of your experience, whatever it is unpleasant or pleasant, both are being made from within you. But if you are in charge of yourself, would you create pleasantness for yourself or unpleasantness for yourself? Highest level of pleasant. If there was a choice between misery and blissfulness, what would you choose for yourself? Please, you must make a choice, I'm going to bless you right now. Misery or blissfulness? Yeah, at least for yourself, it's definitely highest level of pleasantness. What you want for your neighbor may be debatable, depending upon what they did today. But what you want for yourself is 100% clear, isn't it? Why such a simple thing is not happening? Simply because this cerebral activity in the process of evolution, it is new. It is a new happening, this big brain. When I say new, just a few million years, but in the evolutionary scale it is new. So we have an intelligence for which we don't have a stable enough platform. You don't need anybody to torture you, isn't it? Hello?
Yeah.
You're on self-help. You don't need any outside help, you can sit in one place by yourself and make a hell out of it. Because your own intelligence is turned against you. You can call it by many exotic names, you can call it misery, you can call it depression, you can call it by variety of diagnosis, but essentially, your intelligence has turned against you. Once your intelligence turns against you, nobody, no power in the universe is going to save you. Because wherever we take you, you will be miserable. Some people are thinking one day they will go to heaven and they will be all right. I'm asking you, do you have any proof that you're not already in heaven and messing it up? Do you have any proof? No. Maybe you're already in heaven and making a mess out of it. Because if you have an out-of-control mind, no matter where you're taken, you will make a mess out of it, isn't it? Just imagine 100 years ago, how people lived in this same place and how you're living. Is there any damn thing to complain about in comparison? Hello? No. Oh, but we are whining like crazy, huh? We are whining like nobody else on the planet. So the problem is not of the outside. Outside situations are there. Some situations will go the way we want, some will not go. That's how it is. Even if you're just two people in the family, does everything happen just the way you want it? No, that can never happen. Outside will never happen 100% the way you want it. We can manage it to some extent. But at least what happens within you must happen the way you want it. If right now what happened within you was happening the way you want it, would you keep yourself at the highest level of pleasantness or no? You're doing something willingly is the fundamental of your joy, isn't it so? Hello? However simple or stupid or idiotic activity it is, I'm doing something willingly, makes a world of difference, isn't it so? Hello? Yes. The difference between heaven and hell is just this. You're doing something willingly, that's your heaven. You're doing something unwillingly, that's your hell. We have already taken on attitudes, what we like and what we don't like. I like this person, I don't like this person. Now with this person I will do things willingly, with this person I'll do things unwillingly. This may be two people, two aspects of life, two communities, two nations, two many things. This I will do willingly, this I do unwillingly. This means I've decided in my mind this is good, this is bad. When I hear even on national news channels, good guys and bad guys, it just… once you have this kind of thing, you are going to be disastrous to the planet, it's just a question of time. The moment you decide, this is a good person, this is a bad person, this has gone deep into American society. No, there are no good people and bad people. Everybody is oscillating between the two. If you create a very pleasant, wonderful atmosphere, everybody behaves wonderfully. If you create an unpleasant atmosphere, a whole lot of people act nasty. Yes or no? There are joyful people and miserable people, but there are no good people and bad people. The moment we think we are good, we are entitled to destroy the bad, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, we've been destroying a lot of people for a long time. Time to stop that. Because human beings are in different levels of experience and understanding, variety of people. Anybody who is not like you is obviously bad, isn't it? Isn't it so? Those who are not like me must be bad people. Because the basis of goodness and what you think is goodness is decided by you. No, you have no business to do that. Willing means this, I'm just willing. I'm 100% yes to life. I am not yes to this one, no to this one, no. I am just yes and yes to life. If you are 100% yes to life, you are a volunteer.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You have become a willing life. You have become so willing that you have no will of your own. People ask me, Sadhguru, how do you operate with all these people? All kinds of horrible questions they're asking, they're doing this, they're doing that. I said, my life is not about them, it's about me. It's about how I am. It's about me. It doesn't matter how they are, that's their choice. But how I am is my choice, this is my way. No matter what they do, I'm like this. because I have not given that freedom to anybody, that somebody can freak me, somebody can make me angry, somebody can make me happy, somebody can make me unhappy. These privileges I kept to myself. It's time you do that too. Because if somebody else can decide what can happen within you right now, isn't this the ultimate slavery? Huh? Isn't this? Someone else can decide what should happen within you. What happens around you, of course, so many people decide. What happens around us is not 100% ours. But what happens within me must be my making, isn't it? Right now, just about anybody can freak anybody because they're not volunteers, they're unwilling. Volunteering means you have no will of your own, you can do whatever is needed. You know, we are a volunteer organization, this means all kinds of people. Most of them are not qualified for the jobs that they're doing. And I cannot fire them because they're volunteers. So people keep coming up to me on a daily basis and say, Sadhguru, I can't work with this person, she's so horrible, I can't do it. I tell them, see, in this world, this is the sort of people who exist, like this, like this, like this, like this is the kind of people there are. But if you want to work with ideal people, you must go to heaven. And today.
Today.
But if you think what you're doing is very significant, you must learn to work with all these horrible people. This is how the world is. If you think what you're doing is very significant, you learn to work with all kinds of people. You will see horrible people will do wonderful things. Yes?
Yes, yes.
But if you want to work with ideal people, you won't find any. I haven't found one yet. There are all kinds of mixed bags.
Yes.
But if you are willing that you are not yes and no, yes to one, no to another, you're simply one big yes, you will find a way. The question is not about what you like. The question is about, does everything around you like you? Have you made yourself in such a way that nobody can help liking you? You like something, you dislike something, it doesn't mean anything. Because both what you like and what you dislike are two different kinds of bondages. Both what you like and what you dislike distorts your perception. If you like somebody, you will exaggerate them in your mind. If you dislike somebody, for sure you will exaggerate them in your mind. Exaggeration means you are unable to see things as they are. If you're unable to see things as they are, you can never handle life the way it should be. So liking and disliking exaggerates either in positive ways or in negative ways, but it exaggerates or it distorts life. So what you like is not important. Have you made yourself in such a way, not just people, just everything likes you. Every creature around you likes your presence. Even the flowers, the plants and the trees like you. How can the plants and the trees like me? They are very sensitive to who you are. They are extremely sensitive to who you are. They respond accordingly. If you make yourself in such a way that the very earth that you walk upon likes you, then you will see everything in your life will become a blessing. If everything around you dislikes you, you will see everything that could be well-being could become a curse. Right now, there is no curse sitting upon human life. It is things that people want, it's things that people aspire for, things that they work for, strive to have in their life, which turns into curses in their life. Their work, their property, their relationships, their own body, their own mind, which is the cancer of their life. Misery is not raining. Never is raining misery. It's just that things that you like have become source of misery. If you strive to make yourself in such a way, you cannot be helped. Nobody can help liking you. Life will blossom better. Everything will yield their best to you, not their worst. But if you go by what you like, not always life will yield its best. You may have everything and still have nothing. So spiritual process is not about pursuing what you like. It's about striving to make yourself in such a way, even the birds like you, the squirrels like you. It's about making yourself in such a way that every atom in this existence likes you, wants to yield to you. If existence does not yield to you, you do what you want, nothing will work in real sense. You may do something, you may become something, you may earn a living, you may make a living, but nothing will happen. You'll just go through a cycle without nothing tremendous touching your life.